So hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we are going to start a new series which is company breakdown. So we will pick one particular company and we will dissect it particularly for software engineers. We will go through their compensation for SDE1, SDE2, SDE3 and couple of more. We will check them how their interview process look like, how is the relocation from India to international locations, what is the responsibilities, what is the interview experiences and what all is required. And at the end of the video I will tell you the resource which you need to prepare for a particular company, where you can get that resource, right? So stay tuned, and yeah, we will be covering all these companies one by one, so do subscribe to the channel. I also put down many interview experiences of many companies including Databricks, Google, Zepto and many more. So do check out my channel. If you like the video, do subscribe to the channel. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, first company is Google. It is kind of a dream company for every software engineers. At least they have thought once about going to Google. So let's break it down completely and let's see what all perks are there, what all compensation does Google provide. In this video we'll cover what all offices are there in India specifically and outside India, what all team sits in particular in location including Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore and outside India, what all levels are there, what are perks, what all rounds been taken, what are the ratings based on the interview experiences, what is the expectation at each level, compensation and how to prepare. So let's talk about the offices of Google in India. So from past 2 or 3 years, Google has expanded a lot in Bangalore specifically. They newly opened their Ananta office, which is very beautiful, and they are actually making one of the largest, I guess, in the Asia offices in Hyderabad, and Pune is also recently opened. I think last year they opened it. So in India, they have 3 offices mainly: Bangalore, Hyderabad and Pune. They also have Gurgaon office. Some other teams sits there, but yeah, mainly these are the locations. Outside India, they have London, Dublin, Zurich, SF, Mountain View and many more. Talking about the Google teams which sits in India, in Bangalore mainly, I think most of the team sits in Bangalore: search, ads, cloud, Android, Chrome, YouTube, AI, maps and furthermore. While we talk about Hyderabad has a limited teams including trust and safety, including security and fraud prevention kind of thing. And Pune is mainly for data engineers, cloud and SRE mainly. So we can say if you want to get hired, I would say the best location will be Bangalore because you can switch team easily. Talking about the levels, I see Google has very strange level as compared to any other companies including Uber, Microsoft and many others. So all the other companies start with a SD1, but Google start with a SD2. They call it as a L3 and it goes from L4, L5, L6 and L7 and beyond. So whenever you say someone get hired as an SD2 in Google, it generally means it's a L4 if we compare with other companies. We will also talk about if you are a 3 years experience, what should you target, at 5 years experience, what should you target, but these are the general level. Talking about the rounds mainly for all the levels, it mainly revolves around DSA, Googliness round, which is hiring manager round mainly, system design round and machine coding round. Mainly in L3, L4 they cover DSA and Googliness. Googliness is mainly for talking about your behavioral side, your cultural value side. System design gets started when you are a L5 or maybe in a L4 some of the specific teams, very niche team, but 90 to 95% cases in L4 they will not ask you system design. Machine coding gets involved in L4 also. If you are an Android developer, if you are a front-end developer specific to a particular team, machine coding can be asked by removing one of the DS rounds. So be sure of that, while L3 is only about DS and Googliness. Talking about the ratings, so whenever you give round in Google, each of your round can have a feedback and those feedback will revolve around these all ratings, and these are very important for your compensation, for your team matching round, for everything basically. Even in negotiation this rating can help you. So it start with a strong hire, then they go with higher, lean, no hire, no hire and strong no hire. So each and every point, each and every feedback in your round matters a lot because it can go from higher to strong higher and higher to lean higher also. While in general case, if you have, I think out of 5, if you have 4 higher, there is a most likely chances you will get an offer. If in any other situation recruiters see that you got a lean no hire or maybe lean hire, they can ask for another round of a DS or maybe machine coding, depends on that. If in any of the round you got no hire, either you will get down level or you will get rejected for sure. And strong no hire means just stop the process and bye bye. So ratings matters a lot in Google round, each and every round. So be sure of that. Talking about the general compensation structure, how Google actually frame their compensation at each level. It is basically divided into base, performance bonus, which is fixed. I think it's a 15% of base. And base, when I'm talking about, it's excluding PF, right? Then there will be joining bonus. It depends on your competing offer. It depends on your role also. They will provide a relocation bonus and there will be an RSU But in Google case, it's a GSU, which is Google Stock Unit. Whenever they provide you an offer letter, they will provide you 4 years of stock, which will have division of 38%, 32%, 20 and 10. Before it was, I think, 33, 33 and 22, 22. Okay, we talked a lot about how their levels look like, how their teams look like, what are the compensation, what is the rating, right? Now let's look at the major factor why Google is very attracted towards any software engineer. It's about their perks. If you ever get a chance to visit Ananta office in Bangalore, you will see they have play area, they have bowling, they have many other things, right? I think they have golf also. I think Google has one of the most beautiful offices around the world in wherever it is located, whether it's in Paris, London, Zurich. So yeah, they provide free cab, free gym for sure, free play area and office. There are many offices outside India which has bars. So it's very strange to know. On-site massage, and surely insurance, paternity leaves, and one of the most important NC highlight was menstrual leave, right? So recently Google launched that they will have a menstrual leave also. That is really thoughtful. No other companies provide till now. And they also provide wellness reimbursement, phone reimbursement, many other reimbursement. So I think it covers everything. If you stay in office from morning till night, you don't have to pay anything for lunch, dinner, maybe breakfast. Everything will be covered. Okay, now let's talk about, suppose if you have a dream to go outside India, to work outside India, is it possible in Google? For sure it's possible in Google, and it's very easy in Google as compared to any other company, including Uber, Microsoft and Adobe and many other companies, including Meta also. So they have only bar of 1 year. After 1 year, you can eventually move to anywhere in the world, wherever their office is located, even in Switzerland, London, maybe Warsaw and many other. And from what I have found out, it's very easy for an internal to get transferred outside India as compared to external getting hired outside India. Because in external hire, it involves a team matching round which take a lot more time, and hiring managers prefer internal candidate even in India. So be sure of that. Surely it depends on your previous experience. It depends on how you are performing previously. They will check your ratings, they will check your projects, they will ask you to brief them about, and if they like you, they will select. So visa is sponsored by Google. You don't have to worry about that. The question arises here that if I relocated from India to outside India, how my compensation structure will change, right? So only thing which will get changed in your compensation will be base and performance bonus. Your stock will not change. So do mindful whenever you negotiate, you get more and more stock compared to your cash if you're targeting outside India, for sure, because base and performance bonus will change as per purchase power parity, while stock units will remain same. And surely you will get refresher each year, depending on the location, so it will also change. But yeah, for the first year when you will switch from India to outside, you will feel your compensation has decreased a lot as compared to your peers around there. So it's expected. Do mindful of that while switching. Okay, so we have talked a lot about very generic scenario. Now let's go deep into each level, L3, L4 and L5. And let's talk about the compensation. What is the expectation when you get promoted? What is the increment cycle? What are the interview processes? So as an L3 level, when I talk about L3 level, it's generally interns who get PPO, or you can say years of experience from 0 to 5, you can get this L3 level. When I say 0 to 5, it looks very strange because at 5 years experience, some companies even provide senior software engineer role, while Google can still give you a very entry level role. And it's very possible because if you apply for L4 role, if any of your round goes lean no higher or lean higher, they can down level you to L3 and they can ask you to join as an L3 level. Surely your compensation can be a top band of L3, but still it will be low as compared to 5 years. But yeah, there is a range. 0 to 5 years experience can join as an L3. Generally, PPO conversion happens in Google. Interns get PPO, so they convert it into L3. Fresher get hired as an off-campus also. So there's one scenario. Another scenario is getting down level from L4 to L3. And it happens a lot. Like Google is very known to down level candidates from L4 to L3, L5 to L4, and many other cases. If any of your round will get maybe higher or lean no higher, then there is a chance that they can down level you depending on your feedback. So in Google, each and every interview rounds matters a lot. Talking about the expectation is very simple here. Very obvious. You just have to understand the requirement, what is the end project, and you just have to code. You will get some of the bugs to fix. You will get some feature to roll out. You can show your excitement by creating more and more productivity driven platforms or create some unique features for your team to showcase that you can eventually own a big projects also. That's how you can leverage that scenario. But as per, you will not get so much big project to handle. You will only get some requirement, and you, based on that, you have to code. Talking about increment generally happens if you are not getting promoted. That's what the case is. You will get increment between 0 to 15% based on your rating. Stock refreshment can varies between 3 to 30 lakh per year. And promotion cycle from L3 to L4 generally happens from 1.5 years to 4 years. So now let's talk about interview process of an L3. So if you're applying as a fresher, if you're applying as an experienced candidate, less than 5 years experience, this is what interview process will look like. First, there will be a phone screening round. It will be similar to DSA round. It can be skipped depending on your recruiter to recruiter, but generally it happens. And then there will be 2 or 3 DSA rounds. Generally, they have marked it as a 3 DSA rounds, but in some cases I have seen for it happens 2 DSA round also. And there will be a googliness round. Googliness round majorly covers your cultural values. They will have some assumption based question that suppose there will be a scenario where you got in a fight with your manager or maybe your tech lead. How will you counter that situation? So you have to answer those questions based on STAR method. I have created video on the same. You can check it out. It will be somewhere here. And depending on your HC call, so HC is basically hiring committee. And what happens is there is anonymous set of people who review your feedback, and based on that they give hire or no hire call. And they can eventually ask for one more extra DSA round to get more information about your feedback. So if your all existing rounds are at least higher, you will get higher call. If some hiccups are there, then they can ask for one extra DSA round, or they can reject you directly. Yeah, so let's talk about the compensation for L3 level. It has many components: base, performance bonus, joining bonus, relocation, stock. So base varies from 23 to 26. Why it varies? If you join as a fresher, you will get 23. If you are experienced candidate, you can go till 26, right? This is max. Excluding PF, I'm talking about. Performance bonus is fixed. It will be 15% of your base. So you can calculate it 3.5 or 4 lakh it will come. Joining bonus will depending on your competing offer in many of the cases. So it will be 0 to 2.5. Relocation is fixed. And stock will vary from 12 to 18 lakh per year. This is the latest data which I have, but it can vary based on the market trend. In 2022, they were paying a lot to L3, right? They decreased it a bit in this year, or maybe in 2025 also. It can vary in 2027, 2028, so do mindful of that. But eventually, your total will vary from 40 to 52 lakh per year. While the median will surely be 42 lakh per year, you will get lot more compensation structures which are revolving around these numbers. Okay, so that's it about L3 level. Let's talk about L4 level, which is most, I guess like 90% or maybe 80% of people get hired for L4 level. They downgrade it from L5 to L4, or maybe they apply for L4 level. But I have seen many candidates eventually appear for L4 level, then for L5 and L3, including my case. So talking about experience, if you are at least 3 years experience, you can apply for L4 level. I think minimum bar is set to 3 years. Last year it got changed. Previously it was 2 years also. So it varies. Now it's fixed between 3 to 10 years. You can easily see people revolving in L4 level. Even 10 years experience candidate are also in L4 level. What are the expectations in at L4 is basically you need to drive any project independently. They can be a small helping hand from a senior, but you need to drive it very independently. You need to design a particular system. If architectural changes are required, you need to make decisions. You need to mentor juniors, interns, ST1s, right? And you need to influence team direction if possible. So you can see the expectation is somewhat leaning towards becoming an L5 in few years down the line. That's what the expectation look like. If you don't get promoted, then your increment will be between 0 to 15%. It varies a lot. I have seen in many cases people get 0% even they perform well. So it can depends on how company is performing at that point of time. Stock refresher can vary from 10 to 1 CR per year. It's very strange, but it varies. Promotion, it varies from 1.5 to 5 years. Okay, now let's talk about interview process of L4. So first there will be a phone screening round. Then there can be a 2 or 3 DSA round. Machine coding is optional depending you are Android or front-end developer. Backend, I have seen for 95% cases, they don't ask machine coding round. There shortly will be a googliness round and maybe extra round depending on hiring committee call. Talking about compensation. So for L4, it varies a lot. I would say there is a proper band. It can go from even 35 till 40, but I have seen generally 37 to 40 lakh. It has increased from last year, so it's good. Performance bonus is 15%, which is around 5 to 6 lakh. Joining bonus varies a lot. If you have very, very good competing offer, they can't increase base pay and stock. They will give you joining bonus a lot. So be mindful of that. Relocation varies from 2 to 4 lakh depending on your location. And stock also varies a lot. Between 22 lakh to 30 lakh per year, it varies, right? and total comes out to be 65 to 85 lakh per year. So lowest can be 65, highest can be 85 till 90 also, depending a lot on your experience. But candidates revolving around 5 years experience, 4 years experience can mark between these, and median will come out to this. And what I have seen, Google is very notorious in L4 level. What I have seen, Google is very notorious about L4 level. If you try to apply at a minimum 5 years experience, they can take interviews for L5 level, but they will try to down level you to L4, or maybe L4 is strong. That's how it is. Yeah, so let's talk about L5 level. At this level, you can imagine your pay can vary a lot and it will be more than 1 CR. So congratulations if you are an L5 level at Google, or if you are applying for L5 level, because your pay will be very, very high. Yeah, let's talk about the experience of L5 level. So it varies from 5 to 12 years experience, and surely you can get downgrade from L6 to L5. Talking about the expectation at L5, you can imagine that you need to lead a very large technical initiatives. You need to handle incidents. You need to define long-term architectural for your particular service which your team is owning. You need to influence multiple team. Collaboration should be very strong with staff engineer, with senior staff, and with managers. And you need to mentor your juniors, basically L3 and L4. Surely all the expectation which are in at L4 level, that should be there. It's just an add-on to L4 level, and you need to drive execution without management oversight. Means your manager should not be oversighting over that particular project. So if I talk about what is the difference between L4 and L5, it's basically L4 owns a project, L5 owns a problem area. And I have seen at L5 level, expectation is to figure out what all challenges can come for the team for future perspective, and there is a case where you need to find out the problem statement itself. So it varies a lot between L4 and L5. Surely increment varies from 0 to 15 years experience. Stock refresher vary from 25 lakh to 3 CR per year. Promotion cycles. So this you can say is a termination level. L5 is a termination level for Google. That means at this level, you can stay for your whole career. No one is going to fire you if you're performing at L5 level. But if you are at L4, L3, you can get fired if you are not contributing enough to get your promotion within 3 years or 5 years down the line. So that's why the promotion cycles vary from 3 years to infinite years. You can even retire at L5. That's the case. Talking about the interview process for L5, it slightly vary from L4. So there is only addition of system design round, which can be there in backend, which can be there in front end Android also. And there will be machine coding round for sure if you're Android and front-end. And phone screening, DSA, cookliness, it stays. So I think we covered a lot about Google itself. What are their teams, what are the levels, rounds, rating, compensation, everything. We even talked about each and every level. So surely Google is one of the company which every software engineer think to go once in their lifetime, once in their career. Because I have seen people who went to Google and they really like the culture. People are very friendly there. I have been interviewed and I've seen the difference between interviewer of other companies compared to Google. They are very, very friendly. So if you're applying or preparing for L3, L4, L5 level, I have created proper resources, documentation, how I prepared for in Google round, how my other friends have prepared, what all we need to prepare, what all questions we need to prepare. And all those documents you will find in my community, which I recently created in YouTube. You will get the link in description. So do join the community and you will get the resources for free. So till we dissect any other company, do subscribe to the channel, do like the video. Do let me know in comments what all companies breakdown you wanna see in upcoming videos. I can add them in a list. And yeah, do let me know what you like about this video. There can be a few here and there informations which can be wrong, so do correct me in the comments if you feel if anything I said is wrong or maybe needs to be corrected. That can really help the community itself. Yeah, please do like the video, do give a hype to the channel, make YouTube Abba happy. That's it. See you in another Tech More videos, and till then stay safe. Scortier signing off.